Shalom, 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 shalom. First and foremost, giving infinite praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, B'chakudash, giving double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom and salutation to all you sincere Akim across the four winds, pushing us truth with sincerity of heart. I'm your fellow servant, Kasama God from the DC camp, coming at you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua Ba'ashem, B'chakudash for the elect. As you know, all right, this is basically D-Day, all right, when it comes down to the countdown, all right, countdown to the election, the 2024 presidential election mayhem, all right. It's a beautiful moment, to be honest, in the sense of, as a Hebrew Israelite, right, so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American. If you understand the truth, you know your nationality, tribe, and you have faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, you understand that we do not partake in the voting process. All right, we made several lessons showing you that the act of voting goes against the First Commandment. The word voting means to make a wish upon. All right, so to make a wish upon a person. All right, the scripture tells you that the nation of Israel are not to have any leader above them that's not of Israelite descent. And in the times that we in right now, our king has already been selected. All right, the King of Kings, which is Yahushua. All right, and our physical king will be King David. These are seats that are already taken. They've already been selected. And basically, what's going on now, what we have to do now is just witness the downfall of our enemy, is witness the downfall of Babylon the Great, a.k.a. the United States of America, according to the Bible. And this is a turning point. This is a moment where you're going to look back in the next couple of months, the next couple of weeks and months, as we enter into chaos and mayhem, as, you have election frauds, which we're going to get into that. You're going to look back at this moment and you're going to notice that this was the turning point when Babylon basically turned from a so-called democracy to a dictatorship. All right. And this is where things changed once and for all, according to the scriptures. Now, of course, you have simple-headed Negroes, Hispanics, and natives out there voting. Let me see if I can get this page. What's going on here? There you go. So yeah, you got. I believe that this is actually live. This is live electoral votes. All right, you got 230 Republicans, 226. So as they count, ballots, and you got all kinds of madness going on already, right? Already, you have good old Trump, right? AKA Nero, the reincarnation of Nero, one of the Caesars of Rome. And he's already, putting out, what he's been putting out, all right, which is, just adding more fuel to the fire on as far as the side of the Republicans. And by the way, let me establish this, man, because the Bible speaks about prophets prophesying, all right? And then you look around and you got a lot of guys that, they talk about stuff and they call themselves being in the truth, right? And they talk about family stuff and just constant, never-ending debates. And it's like, what else is bigger than the great divide in Babylon that's according to prophecy when you read Jeremiah, Isaiah, the book of Revelation? And what's greater than, what's going on in the Middle East, all right? The friction between Israel and Iran, Persia, and the state of Israel. The great divide that's going on politically right now, this is going to lead to the collapse of society, which in turn is going to lead to the implementation of the microchip, the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And when that is implemented amongst this chaos that we're going into, we should be able to witness the Third World War by 2025. All right, by 2025, early, depending on how chaotic things go and how fast this chaos goes, we can be in full blown, beginning stages of the Third World War, because in the meantime the society will collapse and the chips will be implemented. Like this is what it's all about. This is what the faith is all about. Not having these nonsensical debates, with foolish men and heretics. All right. It says, this is NBC News. It says, Trump and his allies ramp up election fraud allegations in Pennsylvania. Now, this is very important, because if you have democracy is about voting process, right? This is Edom, Esau, the devil that the Bible speaks of. This is his philosophy. The philosophy of Israel is a selected group, a selected king of kings, whose name is Yahweh, whom the world has ignorantly known as Jesus Christ, a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. And then the selected king on earth, the representative king of on earth, is David. Earthly king, which is David. All right, we got the spiritual king, which is Yahweh. You have the earthly king, which is David. And then you have the 12 apostles that are also those seats are selected. And then you have an election, a selected election, right, called the 1/3. And in the midst of that, you have the government body, the 144,000, 12,000 Israelite men from each tribe. All right, according to the book of Revelation, the 7th chapter. And then you have the remaining of the 1/3, which constitutes of the populace of Israel. All right, men, women, and children scattered across the four winds. So this is very important that we understand that that's the philosophy of the Heavenly Father Yahweh. All right. But the philosophy of Esau is a voting process. And I talked about this at camp. Voting is extremely wicked, because voting is about a majority. And do you understand that if you believe in a voting process and democracy, the Edomites' way of living, that means you believe that the majority is capable, if the majority is wicked, which in the history of humankind, regardless of a race, primarily even the nation of Israel, because we really are the ones that are, commit sin because we were given the laws. The majority has always been wicked. So if it came down to voting, right, the majority which are the wicked will outvote the minority which are the righteous, always, for eternity. So you will have wickedness ruling for eternity, because the majority will outvote you. So that's the reason why we don't, democracy is extremely wicked. It's the Edomite thing. And right now we're witnessing the downfall of democracy and a rise of the ultimate, what it was ultimately going to be, which is a technocracy, which is dictatorship via technology. All right, basically. And that's where you get the microchip. Now, it says our former President Donald Trump and his allies are seizing on routine election processes as signs of fraud in the critical battleground state of Pennsylvania, amplifying allegations, videos, and litigations around purported voting irregularities, even as local election officials push back. All right, the playbook is familiar. Like in 2020, Trump's campaign is spreading viral videos of supposed wrongdoing. Yeah, of course, mind you, this is NBC. All right, this is New World Order, Rothschilds, Rockefeller. So you have to expect that. And it doesn't mean that Trump isn't, because Trump is also Rothschilds, Rockefeller, New World Order controlled opposition. So you have to understand the game that's being played, and the pawns. Understand who the pawns are. Understand who the puppet masters are. So that's the reason why, really, we just have to just stay back and watch. All right, and it's about time that we come in. We enter into the turning point. All right, this is the day. This is the moment where Babylon changed for good, and begin and stop speaking as a stop representing itself as a lamb with two horns, and becoming that fierce dragon that's gonna want to destroy the woman being Israel. All right. Now, let me see. Okay, let's read some more. It says the playbook is familiar. Like in 2020, Trump's campaign is spreading viral videos of supposed wrongdoing and promising its eager supporters a legal showdown, which experts fear could be used to contest the results of the election if he loses. All right, so regardless of who wins these elections, you're going to have civil unrest. I mean, that's just the reality of it. And how do you know? Well, in our own backyard, all right, in Washington, D.C., in the DMV, right, we have the White House, and then this is news, it's a mainstream news. You have fence around White House signals an ease for visitors and voters. All right, so the White House has been fenced. Shit's looking crazy, right? As you see right here, Washington, D.C. braces for unrest as White House is barricaded and stores boarded up ahead of U.S. elections. White House, this is whatever that is, Cyprus, English, whatever. White House locks down with fences and barricades ahead of election day. I'm going to show you, this is going to show up in the scriptures. These words, these key words, all right, like lockdowns, barricades, all right, it's going to match up exactly with what the prophets prophesied towards Babylon, the turning point of Babylon, aka the United States, and they prophesied this over 2,000 years ago. All right, Fox News, government, private businesses erect barricades in preparation for election day. This is what's going on. This is where we're going. All right, and if your pastor, if you're the leader of your camp, it's not talking about this, shame on him. You know what I'm saying? Shame on him. If he's not talking about how this is going to lead to the microchip, being a mark of the beast, civil unrest, concentration camps, then shame on him. Shame on him. And you should stop listening to him. All right? Because without a doubt, this is the biggest thing on the planet Earth right now, man. The biggest thing, right along with the friction between Iran and Israel. Why? Because we still waiting for Iran to retaliate off of the last the thing that happened, last time Israel hit Iran. So Iran still, everybody's waiting for Iran's retaliation. But one of the reasons why Iran hasn't retaliated, quote unquote, is because of these elections. Everything is all relevant. It's all linked in the spirit. These are moves that are being made on the left-hand side and primarily on the right-hand side. All right. In the spirit. So now we have to back these things up with the scriptures. First, let's go to Jeremiah 51, well-known precept. But these precepts hit more stronger the closer we get to the civil unrest. They become even more powerful, even more relevant, even more credible as we enter in the turning point of Babylon. All right. Jeremiah 51:6 in the NLT, it says, "Flee from Babylon, save yourselves. Don't get trapped in her punishment. It is the Lord's time for vengeance. He will repay her in full." Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, a cup that made the whole earth drunk with philosophies, democracy, homosexuality, what else? All kinds of stuff. Trafficking, guns, drug trafficking, arms sales, basically, arms sales to both sides so that people could kill each other, trafficking children, right? These are the type of things that Babylon, the Edomites, right along with the rest of the heathens, are guilty of. But Babylon has to pay the price, man. And it's going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy time. Babylon has been a gold cup in the Lord's hand, a cup that made the whole earth drunk. The nations drank Babylon's wine, and it drove them all mad. But suddenly Babylon too has fallen. Weep for her. Give her medicine. Perhaps she can yet be healed. When you hear statements like, let's make America great again, let's make Babylon great again, that means you acknowledging that Babylon is it's no longer great. You acknowledging that Babylon is fallen. So therefore, you want to use democracy and politics to revive Babylon and make it great again. So even the inhabitants of Babylon that are desperate realize that Babylon is fallen. And their desperate attempt, starting tonight. Actually, it started a couple of days ago, but tonight is the official date, and the next couple of days, because I expect that we're not going to have a decision tonight. I expect that things are going to get dragged out. Now, my opinion is that Trump might take it. They might give it to Trump. When I say, not take it, they might give it to Trump because these people are selected. And then when he is selected, my opinion is then some shit gonna pop off. Certain things that I have my suspicions as to what may happen, but we have to be wise as we even push this word to the elect. All right, because as you know, the insurrection times is coming, man, and shit's about to get raw out here. This is Jeremiah, and we already know everything that's said, can and definitely will be used against us in these upcoming days of insurrections. But it's all right. It's all right. We have faith in Yahweh Shemel Shah. So let's keep going. This is Jeremiah 51 and 8 again. It says, but suddenly Babylon too has fallen. Weep for her. Weep for her. Give her medicine. Perhaps she can yet be healed. We would have helped her if we could. Right. We would have helped her through the voting process. All right. You got guys out there trying to make sure there's no fraudulent votes and trying to make sure illegal immigrants don't vote. This is our only chance to revive America, make it great again and all this. They're desperate out there, man. It is bad. All right, it says, but nothing can save her now. Let her go. Now, this message of let her go is really for the elect of the nation of Israel. All right. And also the heathens are going to, pick up on what's going on. And a lot of them have already picked up on it and quietly quit and quietly left. But you still got a couple of them that, in the midst of this nonsense that's going to happen, that's going to go down in the next couple weeks. People going to be boarding planes. People going to be boarding homes. It's going to be crazy, man. It says, we would have helped her if we could, but nothing can save her now. Let her go. Abandon her. Return now to your own land, for her punishment reaches to the heavens. It is so great it cannot be measured. Listen, you're going to have people that's going to have a sixth sense that martial law is getting ready to be instituted. And if that's their destiny, they're going to board planes and get the fuck out of here, man. Right before they should have shut down, they're going to get out. But then you got people whose destiny is to stay here and be judged. But as far as the elect just we have to stay, hopeful elect, we have to stay and wait for Yahweh Shah, because his name is the deliverer. That's his job. You know what I'm saying? That's his duty, and we have to believe in him. He's coming down. He's going to come down to make sure. He's going to make sure that we are okay as all hell breaks loose. And then he's gonna come down with a multitude of chariots and angels to deliver his elect. All right, we believe that. We wholeheartedly believe that. That's why we're not taking no goddamn passports. All right, but the scripture's talking about the rest of these people. Verse 10: the Lord has vindicated us. Come, let us announce in Jerusalem everything the Lord our power has done. And that's what we doing, the prophets. We being vindicated, man. All these decades, beginning with our apostles and elders at Great Millstone, being mocked at, being laughed at, all right, being looked at, the crazy looks that we've seen and we've had all these decades, you know what I'm saying, and everything that we've been through, all the ups and downs, we are being vindicated, man. This is the moment of vindication, the turning point, Akim. You have to, we have to be ready. These are gonna be great times, especially for the prophets, because nothing makes a prophet feel great than him prophesying and people denying and people mocking him, and then it happens, because then the prophet doesn't have to say much. He doesn't even have to say "I told you so." He could just be quiet, you know what I'm saying, and watch the people just go absolutely batshit crazy, or others be extremely humble and shut the F up. All right. So now let's go to Isaiah chapter 24 in the NLT, and I'm going to start at 6. It says, therefore a curse consumes the earth. Its people must pay the price for their sin. They are destroyed by fire, and only a few are left alive, which we know ultimately the nukes is going to take care of business. But let's get into some details that's going to happen, that's going to take place prior to the nukes the thermonuclear missiles. Verse 7, it says, the grapevines waste away, and there is no new wine. All the merrymakers sighed and mourned, right? It's the philosophies have fallen, right? The philosophies and socially, spiritually, with all these wicked philosophies of transgenderism and so on and so forth, trying to make, men compete with women and women are equal to men, and feminism, all these things are falling apart. That wine is falling apart. All right, and this nation is collapsing. All right, this country is collapsing. Verse 8, the cheerful sound of tambourines is stilled. The happy cries of celebration are heard no more. All right, and that's exactly what's happened. It's been a transition from the era of the 90s and 2000, early 2000, when music was really at its peak entertainment, to what we have now, which is just like, just a bunch of non-creative, clowns, basically. All right. Everything is falling apart, from sports to music to entertainment. It's all garbage. It said the melodious chords of the harp are silent. Gone are the joys of wine and sung. Alcoholic drink turns bitter in the mouth. Yeah, so people right now getting effed up. They getting drunk, and they're not getting drunk for pleasure. They're getting drunk for pain, because they know that this riot is over. And they're trying to hold on to this voting shit, but it's just not going to matter. Check this out, verse 10. The city writhes in chaos. Every home is locked to keep out intruders. Hold up. Didn't we just get that in the news? Hold on. Right here. You see that? The White House signals unheased for visitors and voters. Government, private business erect barricades in preparation for the election day. See that? Washington, D.C. braces for unrest as White House is barricaded and stores boarded up ahead of U.S. elections. White House on lockdown and fences and barricades. All right, so this is scriptural. All right, so let's go back to Isaiah 24 and 10. It says, the city writhes in chaos. Every home is locked to keep out intruders. So this is going to happen in the upcoming days and weeks, because like I said, I perceive that we're not going to have, a determined winner tonight, so-called winner tonight. Again, it could happen, but again, that's just my personal opinion, and I believe that they're going to drag it out, and that's going to make a lot of people really angry, and shit just going to get worse. As we count the days and people believe that there's fraudulent activities. So, yeah, man, this is going to be bad. Verse 11, check this out. Mobs gather in the streets, crying out for wine. Mobs, man. George Soros has already been basically caught out there. He already paid for a whole bunch of buses to pick up a whole bunch of rioters. To come out in not only in D.C. but different places to riot. And that's why I perceive that Trump might most likely give it to him. When I say they, I'm talking about the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. I'm not talking about you clowns that are out there voting. I perceive that Trump might get it, because then, like I said, George Soros spending money on the buses and agent provocateurs and so on and so forth, for people to start, to go, batshit crazy. I can kind of see it going that route, right? Because I don't see why he would do that if he knew he was going to give it to Kamala Harris. But again, at this point, it's kind of going with the spirit. See where this is going to go in, in details. But either way, it's going to be chaotic, right? Verse 11, mobs gathered in the streets, crying out for wine. Joy has turned to gloom, doom and gloom. Gladness has been banished from the land. Brothers, that's what we're going into. Gladness has been banished from the land. I like that. The city is left in ruins, and that's what's going to happen in a lot of these cities. All right, they're going to burn down, man, the upcoming days. People are not going to like the results of these elections, man, I'm telling you. Either side is going to go batshit crazy. its gates battered down. All right. Throughout the earth, the story is the same. All right. So what you're gonna see is that's gonna leak out, because you're gonna have other nations or other places. They're gonna be like, man, the Americans are saying buck democracy. They all gonna be like, oh yeah, buck democracy, bruh. This is gonna leak out and it's gonna trickle down to all these different nations, and people gonna lose their effing minds. Once Babylon loses his mind, you're gonna all of a sudden see fires all over in every country. People just gonna say F all that. This is gonna be terrifying, man. But this is what we've been waiting on, right? All right, man. So let's trying to finish this. This is Matthew 12:26. All right, in the NLT, and it says NLT. It says it's what 25 actually. Yahushua knew their thoughts and replied, "Any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. A town or family splintered by feuding will fall apart." All right, so we already know that civil war is coming. That's spelling the doom of Babylon. Let me see. All right, we're going to close out with Jeremiah 50:16. It says, "Cut off the sword from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people." So as all hell breaks loose, you're going to see the oppressing sword, which is really, it's martial law, man. The National Guard is going to be put out. They're going to be called up, to really do some things out here. It says, "Oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land." All right, so that's what's coming down the pipe. And I just want to go over that, Lord willing. Yeah, man, the Lord is definitely going to look out, man. This is, it's almost unreal, man, because, you've been waiting for something for so long. And, of course, we're not at the end yet, but this is the beginning, the true beginning of the last quarter type stuff. And it's very, very exciting to witness this, man. So, Lord willing, keep your eyes open, stay in the spirit of prophecy. And we all, Lord willing, going to witness, the madness that's coming down these upcoming days, man. All right, so with that, that's all I have through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Kal halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem B'chakodesh. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Shalom and salutation. To all you sincere Akim, across the four winds, pushing this truth with sincerity of heart. Understand, this is not just a regular moment. This is it, the turning point, baby. All right, so be strap up, man. We got one, put your seatbelt on, man. Put your seatbelt on, man, because we're gonna be up, baby. We're gonna be up for a ride. All right, because I'm going from the DC camp. Shalom.